Welcome to Meet the Candidate 2022. And my guest for this edition is John Nowels, who is a candidate for Spokane County Sheriff. Welcome, John.
Thank you for having me.
And I always start with just asking where somebody grew up. So where did you grow up?
So I grew up right here in Spokane. We moved from Salt Lake City to Spokane, in Spokane Valley specifically, in 1974 when I was 8 months old, and I've lived here ever since. Grew up in the Valley, went to Central Valley High School. My wife and I bought our first home out in the Newman Lake area, and we have been there for the last 26 years.
Oh, sounds delightful, and that tells a little bit about your early education. What about after high school? Was there some additional education and training that you pursued?
I did. So after leaving Central Valley High School, I attended Eastern Washington University, where I received my bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Raising a family, 2 kids, married when I was at college, and decided when I left that I really couldn't continue to work and go to school at the same time. So I focused on getting my first job at the sheriff's office after that. But back in 1998, I did return to get my master's degree in administrative leadership from the University of Oklahoma, and did that online. What motivated me to do that is I attended the FBI's National Academy, Session 265, back in Virginia, in Quantico, at the FBI's headquarters. And there we attended some leadership classes, some master's level leadership classes administered through the University of Virginia. And it was at that point where I realized how valuable getting some more formal education in leadership would probably benefit me in my career. At that point, I was an appointed member of the command staff, and I felt I was a pretty good leader, but I knew there were some other skills I could pick up and some more knowledge I could learn that would help me become a better administrator and ultimately allow me to be a great sheriff someday.
Okay, well, sounds like a great resume there. And I'm going to take you back a little bit further to a first job maybe as a kid. The very first work experience where you connected effort and reward.
So my very first job was when I was 11 years old, and I was delivering morning newspapers for the Sportsman Review. So there I was the young man out on his bicycle with the paper carriers over his shoulders, probably waking my neighbors up way too early in the morning by bouncing a newspaper off of their metal screen door.
Was your aim pretty good?
It was. I am surprised I didn't get more complaints from people than I did, because I really was pretty good at throwing the paper from the street and hitting their screen door. So I luckily had some very tolerant neighbors who just were happy that their paper showed up on time every day and didn't complain about me waking them up at 5. Yeah. And I remember specifically my mom actually had to have the job because I was too young to have it. And I kept that job until I was 17 years old. So I did it for quite a few years out there in the Spokane Valley.
Yeah, well, you must have figured out how to do it well then.
I did. And it allowed me to, get up in the morning, get my work done, earn a little bit of money, taught me how to be a little bit of an entrepreneur, but still allowed me to go to school and play sports and things like that.
Yeah. So what sports did you play?
I played basketball quite a bit. Loved basketball. Loved baseball. I was a pretty slight young man. I tried wrestling. I remember when I was in 7th grade, I wrestled 75 and under weight class, and I was considerably under. So football and wrestling were tougher sports for me because I just didn't really have the size to really be good at it. But I did excel in basketball and baseball. So.
Well, people learn a lot from sports. They also learn a lot from travel. Have you traveled outside the area, and what have you brought back from those experiences?
So most of my life spent traveling inside the United States. I have been all over the United States. And there are great parts of this country, but there is no place that I enjoy better than right here in Spokane. I haven't found a reason to move. I've spent a lot of time on the East Coast. I love the history of this country. Happen to be married to a social studies teacher, and she also loves American history, particularly American Revolutionary history. And I love being back there, but the Northwest is just fantastic. It's a great place to be. On my weekends and in my spare time, you will find me up in the mountains. You'll find me standing in the middle of a river, usually with a fly rod in hand, or you'll find me out in the field with my 2 hunting dogs. Pursue upland hunting quite a bit. Love working with my dogs, and I love being out in the woods with my friends and family and my kids.
Well, and as you mentioned earlier, today is your wedding anniversary, and you're planning to celebrate by being out in the woods for a
yes, we do here.
Vacation.
We absolutely do. My 30th anniversary this evening, and my youngest son graduating from high school tonight. So we're very excited about that, and pretty proud of him. But there's a lot going on.
Good time. So this is where we'll get to that 1-minute wrap up, where you can directly address the camera and tell people why they should vote for John Nowels for Spokane County Sheriff.
Well, I will say that I have spent the last 10 years building my resume and preparing myself to lead the Spokane County Sheriff's Office, and more importantly, the number one role of the sheriff is lead the Spokane community and represent the community's interest in public safety. That's the elected sheriff's number one job. I have to represent the public safety needs of everyone. I have to make sure that everybody can go to work, go to school, participate in our parks, and recreate safely. And everything I do as a sheriff and everything we do as the sheriff's office is designed to support that one function. And I know I have prepared myself like no other candidate has to do just that. I have a plan and the support from our elected county commissioners and other elected officials that I have built relationships with over the last couple of years to put more of our deputies into neighborhoods to have personal contact with them, not just in emergency situations, but they're going to be deputies that the people in the community know that they can call on to deal with all manner of crime and disorder. It will also be their job to develop specific strategies to help deal with the things that those individual communities are dealing with. And it's important to know that I have the support from the legislative bodies to do that, because they have to help me pay for it. So, and I think that's important. I think that is the number one way we're going to be able to address our violent crime in our neighborhoods, the more complicated problems that vex our society, like homelessness and property crimes. Community-oriented policing is the number one way to do it.
All right. Well, thank you, John, for joining me this morning. And
you're welcome. Good to meet you.
Enjoy your vacation and enjoy the campaign.
I will. Thank you.
From Chud Sr. to Dick Wendell, to Kristen and myself.
And now to our kids. Our goal is to help people drive for generations.
From roll-up windows to power everything. From stick to automatic. From gas to electric.
No one can totally predict what technology is coming our way.
But I can guarantee we will be here before and after the sale, giving you the confidence for generations to come.
That's the Wendell way. Drive for generations.
Hey voters, join me, Kirk Cameron, on Saturday, September 24th with We Believe, We Vote at the Spokane Convention Center for a night of celebrating biblical citizenship.
Join We Believe We Vote for our annual fundraiser on Saturday, September 24th, 2022 with Kirk Cameron. For tickets and event information, please visit WeBelieveWeVote.com. That's WeBelieveWeVote.com. We'll see you there.
Weather in the inland Northwest can wear you down. And if your gutters are in poor condition or you do not have gutters, you could suffer damage that could cost a fortune to fix. Rainman Seamless Rain Gutters has almost 30 years of professional experience in serving the inland Northwest region and strives to ensure customer service that is second to none from the time you call to the end of the project.